Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like first of all to appreciate, and Madam Chair is also someone and alleged that where an old man sees while he's standing, while he's seated, a young man cannot see while he's standing or on the top of a tree. But I want to say, Madam Speaker, we are aware that also fools also grow old. Fools also grow old. And therefore, that cannot be used as a basis for measuring who is wise.
Are you able to substantiate?
Yes, I am.
That fools grow old?
No, I am, because...
That fools grow old?
Yes, they do. Therefore, not all advice from old people can be taken as correct and as a true to that knowledge. Even the young people can also give true and wisdom to the people. Thank you. Yes, we inject. Madam Chair, it is good that today we had come here to seek information relevant to the report of finance and also the budget. We did come here to blame anyone. We came here to get information, which we are getting it immensely. However, Waziri and talked that we have reluctant departments, and he has shifted the blames to them. I want to draw back Waziri to the pending bill and ask him, why can't you decentralize the pending bill to each department so that now each accounting officer can pay their own pending bill? Number two, Madam Speaker, we have said about the sharing revenue. Madam Speaker, you are a lawyer. You are an advocate of High Court. And our Waziri here is a person of sound mind and a reasonable Waziri. When we are forming a contract, we have elements, essential elements for a contract. We have offer, we have acceptance, we have consideration, and then we have the legality of the contract. Now, in this sense, Waziri, and this is where the animal is in the house, you don't want to hear about that sharing revenue, sharing ratio. How can you substantiate to the house that you entered into a contract that you are not aware and you are not privy to the terms of that contract? When we give an offer, the acceptance and the consideration is that I'm willing to pay this amount of money. The supplier said, I'm going to give you the system. Now, you as the consumer, you offer and then said, I'm going to give you this certain amount, a certain percentage. That certain percentage is what we want. We don't want, if for example it's 1.5 per month, we don't want that equivalent to 200,676,790. That one you cannot remember. But you can remember 1.5%. Therefore, Waziri, my question is as simple as that. And then as I sit down, they are sleeping on their job. The Auditor General said that two employees, they shared the same bank account. Two employees shared the same bank account, tied on the people who are paid outside the IPPD. And then the last one. Madam Chair, we have very Waziri is consulting. The pressure is increasing or decreasing? It decreases. Then the last one, Waziri, I'm very aware and cognizant to the fact that when the assembly started doing its oversight, governor said that the assembly must do its own oversight job, which you are doing as a mandate of the constitution, which we are doing. Then you went ahead and you formed RRI, something rapid resort initiative about the collection of revenues, whereby all the chief officers, all the other CCMs, they are on the ground on that program. Now, when we came, we had sub-county revenue officers. And the sub-county revenue officers, Waziri went ahead and you took away their mandate, sub-county revenue officers. We don't have sub-county revenue officers. And then you make an RRI to ensure that there is enforcement to collect more revenues. Therefore, as you respond, kindly can you talk about the sub-county revenue officers whom you have just dismissed. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable PK. Honorable Grace, you are to follow. Then Honorable Maundu and Honorable Mulinge in that order. Honorable Evelyn after Mulinge. Sorry, there's a mix-up. Okay. I still remember you. Mheshimiwa Mutie, Mheshimiwa Kaloi, Mheshimiwa Ndwiki, Mheshimiwa Lucky. You'll follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to, first of all, say thank you to Waziri Kuyo for coming. From last week, these are the questions were really burning honorable members, because we really did need clarity with regards to finance. We know money makes things move. And for us to see development in the county, we needed to know where our money is stuck. Does it need some oil? We grease those engines to make sure that they are moving. And we are happy that you've come here. One of the things I'm very interested about it's of course not the whole Machakos County, but also my interest more it's in Matungulu constituency. You've mentioned that we have a potential of collecting 1.3 billion. But this is the potential you've mentioned. But then what currently we are collecting is 271 million Kenya shillings. I'd like to know what disability does your docket or the ministry have that is causing us not be able to reach this amount of money? Because if we have the potential of this, it means we might be having goons who have already exploited and they are collecting this, taking it to their pockets. And our people are suffering on a daily basis, demanding projects to be done, demanding projects to be completed, and asking for works as a Machakos County that's doing. And that cuts across all other sub-counties in Machakos. We need to know what disability it's in that docket. And yet you've requested for money to make sure that we collect more finances. We've employed more revenue collectors. So we need to be seeing it projecting. The other question is this. You have said we've increased our revenue collection in terms of from the previous regime and all that. But yet what our people are asking is, yes, there is more collection of revenue, but where are the development that they need to be replicated in our community? In regards to that, you've mentioned other waziris are sleeping on their job. And we want actually to mention this as honorable members. One of the things, members, you know, us as MCAs, we don't have a kitty, right or wrong? Do we have a kitty? And when we pass budgets here, Mr. Koyo, there is not a single day as honorable members we've ever denied the docket any money. Right, members? We've done budgets and also done supplementary budgets. So when we pass this money, and this, I need to send this signal even to the other ministers. When we give you money to work for our people, that's exactly what we mean, and we mean business. Governor and us, we were elected. You were appointed. A huge difference. And it's us that we get to be asked development by our people in the county. And like we said, we will not be playing table tennis here. And I'm glad you've submitted the works that you've done on your part. What we want to make sure is, the other waziris, kila mtu atabeba mzigo wake. As sisi tumechaguliwa, tutabeba mzigo wetu 2027. But before then, tutahakikisha nyinyi wote mmebeba mzigo yenu. Work must be done in our county. We want to see our ECD classes completed. We want to see the boreholes functioning. We want to see medication in our hospitals. We want to see our mulika mwizis in our markets working, because we've given you money to do that. And it's high time, honorable members. We need to start firing and hiring. If people are not delivering to the people of our county, we cannot have people sleeping. Wanakunywa maji ya dasani kwa maofisi, while our people are not having water in the offices. If they are constantly being told to give the requisitions, they are told meet the deadline, and none of them is actually doing that. Why do we need them in the office? Do we need them in the office? These people need to go. If you can't work, we have other members of this county who are qualified, who can actually do that work. And so, Waziri, as you stand, we need to know how can we maximize to get our full potential in the revenue collection. And specifically, of course, I'll be talking about Cheleni, and to anyone who thinks that they can silence us for asking what is right for our people, you are in for a rude shock. We shall demand what is right for our people, whether they like it or not. Services will be seen in our community. Our work is to oversight. We give money and we shall oversight. Members, as I sit down, we want to make sure that our people, as we keep on doing our public participations and all that, when Waziri, we go to the ground, please make sure everything that you tell our people, we make sure that is actually done. Because we, the elected, are the ones carrying the cross, insulted on the social media, right, members? Booed and the burials and all that. But then we must make sure that our work is done. So to the rest of our waziris, we shall be calling you very soon. I know you are watching. Very soon, we shall be having a general meeting here. And we shall answer to us. So kindly, you better submit whatever you need to submit, whether you've been doing your work or not. And I can tell you for a fact, we shall sit down with our governor and we shall start firing and hiring other people. We only have 2 years to submit work to our people. And to any bloggers, the affordable bloggers, keep on being affordable. But our people, lazima tuwafanyie kazi. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Maundu, and take the shortest time possible.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand here to get information from the CECM, and especially on the workers who are on the revenue docket. Madam Speaker, when the CECM was addressing this House, he spoke of Katani and other areas where they are collecting our revenue. Honorable Speaker, there's something called motivation. And I know, and I am aware, I am a unionist. The county government, the national government, is at liberty to transfer or to deploy its workforce to any places that they wish they can work from. Honorable Speaker, 2-3 weeks back, I attended a meeting that was at the White House as a member of Labor Committee. And I remember very well, Honorable Speaker, the county secretary, on addressing the congregates, he said the time was over when our young girls, women who are working in the county were to get promotions through looking at the roof. Honorable Speaker, facing the roof. Thank you, our chair. Honorable Speaker, I have a very serious concern on this. Recently, the Department of Finance deployed a few individuals, and I quote in quotes, a few individuals who are in the finance department. And they were transferred and deployed because on not doing favors to the appointing authority. That is the CECM. I want to know, CECM and your department, because I can subsidiate this, Honorable Speaker, I am ready to subsidiate. I am ready to name, to call names here and tell this House, the people who were deployed, some of them, Honorable Speaker, are master's degree holders from the University of Nairobi. How do you deploy a master's degree holder from an office to a sweeping position? How? Is that motivation or demotivation, Honorable Speaker? I would wish the CECM and this department could answer to that. Honorable Speaker, I stand here yes, when the CECM is ready, I can proceed after consultations.
Proceed.
I thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think the CECM is ready.
Then
One Honorable Maida, when he was addressing this House, he spoke of 2 people or 3 people manning a quarry. And I wonder how 3 people, 4 people would man a quarry that is collecting over 3 million shillings a day. While in Kangundo Road, a place called Joska, you will find, what is it called? Revenue collectors, whatever staff. Zakayos. On a light note. Honorable Speaker, at Joska, you will find more than 5, 6, 7, 8 staff manning one roadblock. Says points. From there, Honorable Speaker, a place called Mutalia, which is barely a kilometer away, you will find another 10 people manning the same kind of and from there you go to Komarok and you find a motor vehicle that is now a mobile collecting center where you find assess officers using county vehicle. 5, 4, 6 of them. Go to Nguluni and our story can continue. Past Kangundo, you'll find a rope across the road. How are these people, Honorable Speaker, transparent and collecting the so required revenue to this county? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Mlinge.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, before I start, one of our honorable members alleged that when the executive fails, the assembly fails. Madam Speaker, I will say it is not true by giving an example of that when a teacher teaches a student very well and the student fails to prepare, fails to read, when the student fails, that is not a responsibility of the teacher. Because the teacher, when the teacher was a student in his exams, he scored well, and that is the reason why he was given to be a teacher. Madam Speaker, much has been said, but I would like to thank the CCM and his staff because he has elaborated so much. But one thing that came to me, he dwelled so much on year 2025, 2026. Why am I saying he dealt so much on year 2025? He was saying, this is what we are going to do after getting automation machine. But the reason why, Madam Speaker, we invited the CCM, we were having issues with financial year 2023, 2024, 2024, 2025. And one of the issue that came out very clearly, and that is that I was expecting the CCM to answer it very well, was why the performance of revenue has been insignificant, has been very poor. And the reason why I'm saying insignificance, because in year 2023, 2024, he had given us a projection of 4 billion. But we collected a very lower percentage. In my calculation, that is 1.4, and in my calculation equates to 26%. Very, very, very far below. What I need to ask from the CCM, because he explained to us this year they indeed mapping of the resources, but he told us, for instance, like MACHAKOS count can collect 2.2 billion, but because of other tight factors, they cannot be in a position to collect that. And one of the factors he told us was resources. So now my question here is, why do we have to put high projections that we cannot meet? Year 2022, 2023, 2024, the projection was 4 billion. Year 20, and we collected 1.4. Year 2024, yes, we collected 1.5 whatever. And again, the CCM is not telling us the reason why the revenue is increasing. Not because they have closed the gaps, but we must understand Machakos count earlier on was more on agriculture, but every financial year a lot of people gets into the business, meaning that revenue has to increase. So the significance increase on my side, it is informed by many people starting doing business, but not the department working hard to make sure it is collecting more. So the question here is, do you understand the implication of putting higher projections that we cannot meet? Because number one, if we fail to meet the required projections, we must supplement. Departments, they will put projects, and because we have not hit to our projection, we fail to achieve that. Number two, because of that projection, we also budget on the wage bill increases because we cheated ourselves. This is what we can collect, and we fail to hit the target. The third question, why is the pending bills year 23, 24 have increased? Because we had a budget for that. Why the contractors are not paid? And lastly, because docket of finance, we talk about resources. Waziri, we interact with big fingers. We walk, we talk about big fingers. Even right now, we are talking about big fingers, and calculating about big fingers, but the replica in the ground is indifferent. Boards are not functioning. Mulika Mwisis, it is a forgotten story. But I remind you, year 2022, 2023, we collected 1 billion. But we did ECD classes, dams were scooped, and even we tried at least through some of Mulika Mwisis they were working on. So, collecting more, but we are not getting services. Where is the problem? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, let me give you an opportunity. Just 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have not...
Be brief.
I'll be very brief.
I know you for being brief.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Definition for the word management. Management is an art of having things done through others. And here comes in what we call delegation. Transfer of duties from a senior manager to a junior manager. Honorable Speaker, what is happening in the county? We have the topmost, middle, and the lowest level. And I'm very sure the issues we are raising here may not be in the topmost management level, because from what we are getting from members, it is where the revenue is being collected, that's where we have issues. So, Honorable Speaker, what I would advise the department, that once we delegate, the issue of supervision be there. It is evident that supervision is not done properly. Again, Honorable Speaker, some of the issues being raised here about these pending bills. Honorable Speaker, from where I stand, one of the cause of this high pending bill is untimely procurement. Because once we close the year and that what was supposed to be paid was not paid, it becomes a pending bill. So, Honorable Speaker, what I would advise is that we do procurement the right time so that we can be able to do what is required of us. Again, Honorable Speaker, from what I'm getting from members, the issue of overcrowded officers manning is more issue. If you send 10 people to go and harvest honey from one beehive, 10, and you send another one person to go and harvest honey in another beehive, where do you expect to get the highest yield? Of course, the one which is being harvested by one person, I'm very sure the bucket will be full. But the one which is being harvested by 10, it will be either 3/4 or halfway. Honorable Speaker, lastly, Jim, we did benchmarking. Myself and Mheshimiwa Karo together with the CECM finance that time, that was Honorable Maleti. We went to Meru County, and Honorable Speaker, what we gathered from Meru County, the revenue officers were given 1 month leave. And these parking boys who are within the town, they were all collected, trained, what we call military drills or paramilitary drills, on how to march, how to salute, and how to welcome people. They were assigned to man all the parking areas where the vehicles are parked. Honorable Speaker, when a driver comes with a vehicle, the parking boys will show him where to park, and when he's alighting, they march and they salute and say, "Welcome to Meru County." Then after saying "Welcome to Meru County," the second word will be "Lipa ushuru, jenga Meru." Honorable Speaker, these parking boys, within 1 month, they collected 4 times what was being collected by revenue officers. So, Honorable Speaker, the issue I started with, the issue of management, the issue of supervision. Waziri Kuyu and your colleagues, if we send people to do something there, we have to supervise. Why are you here, Waziri? You are here because of what we call vicarious liability. Some people were sent to do certain tasks and they refuse to do it. And because they don't feel to be summoned here, you are here. So, Honorable Speaker, what we are doing here, as an assembly, we want to ensure that Machakos County correct revenue so that we can have enough so that we can be able to discharge the mandates and give projects to our people. Honorable Speaker, we have been singing for the last 2 months. Fuel, 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 fuel. Now the rain is with us. If we are not careful, we may not be able to do our roads. Why are we here? Poor and untimely procurement. So, Honorable Waziri, with all due respect, we support the government of the day, but we must tell you that we must do things differently moving forward. The way we are now, we have been doing from yesterday, today, as from tomorrow, we need to be more smart. Let us do what is supposed to be done the right time. Then, Honorable Speaker, because I don't want to speak.
The very last year.
Yes.
Okay.
Mheshimiwa Kuyu has excavated himself from the blame which was there. And it is good that he has come out clearly, so that we don't crucify him for no apparent reason. I'm just calling on other CCM in other departments. Please, 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 let us do what is required of us. Let us do it correctly, and let us do it the right time. The meaning of the definition of discipline is doing the right thing, right time, and doing it rightly. We don't want to have Every time calling one CCM here, we spend the whole day. Another day we call another CCM here. We will spend almost the whole session dealing with the CCM. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to request that today's session be deterrence to any other officer who might be sleeping on his or her job. Let it act as deterrence so that we reduce the number of these general oversight committees. This is the second general oversight committee I've ever attended since I came to Machakos 2017. We had one last regime, and this is the second one. Let us try to minimize. And I'm very sure from today's proceedings, things are going to be done the right way. Honorable Speaker, I want to say thank you and also thank honorable members. I can see everybody here is energetic. It is almost now some minutes to 6, but everybody is ready to work. Why are we ready to work? Because we want to ensure that our country prosper. So let us have that energy, and today's interaction, let it be taken as something which was done in good faith, because this county belongs to all of us. And nobody will come out of another country, any county, to come and solve problems of Machakos. As we are all aware, the county assembly is the highest decision-making organ of the county. If we don't solve our problem, who will solve the problems of Machakos? But I'm very sure today we have discharged our mandate and things are going to get the right direction. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Is it about tea?
No.
No, just wait. Let's just, let me give this side an opportunity. Mheshimiwa Kaviu, please.
Point of information.
No. Mheshimiwa Laki. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes. Sorry.
And Madam Chair. I want to say today is a big day, and it's a great day for Machakos County. For we have seen a different Kuyu, and I want also to note that actually even in his opening speech, he didn't even use the name Kuyu. So it is good we go back and forget about Kuyu and go back to use Muya, for we have a different finance minister. Madam Speaker, I want to say mine is in the line of the strategy of collecting revenue. My minister, Mr. Kuyu, I would want to say maybe you're not meeting the targets because of the strategy you are using. Minister, we have strategy, you have the system in the hospitals to collect revenue, whereby you are saying it is cashless. But when I went around these hospitals, the system is damn failing. The system can work for 2 patients and go off for an hour. And those patients are not allowed to use any other way. So my minister, I would request you recheck the system, because the system, due to its up and down, may also resort to very low collection of our revenue. I would request you go back, because I remember I went one hospital and we used 3 hours and treated three patients in the system. Factually, I can attest to that. Another point, another strategy is we collect this revenue from our people, and if our people don't embrace the revenue collection, we are deemed to get very little. We are collecting revenue even to our agricultural lands, whereby even a mama akijenga choo anaitishwa pesa ya kujenga hiyo choo. This one will also make us lose revenue, because even the lorry that will be bringing that mama mawe will not be hired. So the quarries will also not get revenue because the mama is not constructing, and we lose revenue in that line. So I'm trying to appeal to your ministry, as you put your strategies to collect revenue, remember you are collecting revenue from your people, and you balance your revenue collection with the people you are asking the revenue, and the development we also need to be going on in our areas. Because currently, there is very minimal, rather nil development in our rurals, because our administrators and rather the collecting of agents are too many. Like Mr. Ndawa said, Honorable Ndawa said, you have employed too many to collect, and people are not happy with the revenue system of collection. So, our minister, as you employ to collect more, maybe the system may also lead, may puncture our people, and our people may look negative the issue of collecting of revenue, and at the end of it all, they will not be happy giving out revenue. So I would request you, and especially those of us who live in agricultural lands, we don't expect collection of revenue from constructing a kitchen. Somebody is doing a store outside. Our double cabs are always going around in the villages. We request you to take care of our people so that they can give you revenue amply and very informed. So take care of our people back in the villages, and it is good today. You've given us a very good information that if an administrator is seen collecting revenue, that is a rogue officer. We are subject to that. Even at my place, one of our administrators was globed by residents when he was asking for money. So that is good information to us. We are going to send to our people, and we want to take leave that you're not saying we are inciting our people not to give revenue, but not to give revenue to the wrong people. So take it that we are going to tell our people, if it is not a revenue officer, and we need them to have badges, they need to be uniformed. Because others are using smart suits and ties to intimidate our people to give revenue. Separate these people, Mr. Finance Minister. We want to give revenue, we want to collect more revenue, but our system and strategy may be taking us back. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I'm taking questions. Honorable Kaloi, Honorable Mwoki, then Mheshimiwa Andwik.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Deputy Majority, I'm sorry.
I'll be so brief on this. I wish to ask Waziri about the pending bills. And we hear of KRA. And if the KRA bill constitutes of one of the bills that the county is facing, and to how much does the county government, the KRA, owes the county government of Machakos? And is it affecting the plans of running the county government? Is it affecting maybe even like now there is delay in salary to the employees of the county government, disbursement to the assembly? Is it being the reason maybe the KRA is also on the county's money, so that our people are not getting the salaries, the assembly is not getting its share? So I think, Waziri, as you answer those, let everybody carry its cross. Without revenue, our wards are disadvantaged in terms of developments. We need this revenue to assist Her Excellency to achieve our agenda and manifesto. So kindly, Waziri, without so much saying, let's ensure that the revenue that is supposed to be collected goes to the county. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa Mwoki Musila.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would want first of all to start by congratulating the CECM for eloquently answering our questions. Going back again, at one point he mentioned that he has 9 sub-counties. I wanted to bring to his attention that from 22nd of November last year, Ndidini is another sub-county. So can you please up your game and see Ndidini as a potential a collection or whatever you call it, a center or something. Earlier on in the day, I had spoken to your CEO, Mr. Otieno, and I'm encouraging him to next week, and we did agree that on Tuesday we'll be putting a new revenue collection point in my place, because I would want to tell you or to bring to your attention, Bwana CECM, that we are losing a lot of revenue from Ndidini sub-county. We are doing a lot of agriculture along the Tana River, and that agriculture, we want to collect revenue from the lorries that are transporting vegetables, nyanyas and all that. So I'm coming to connect that with the failure of us doing roads in Ndidini. If only we take or we did those maram roads to the river, the farmers who are doing irrigations there, and even not only those who are doing in Machakos side, the ones who are in Bere, our neighbor, Embu, because we are nearer to the market, most likely they will want to transport their produce through Machakos and through our revenue collection centers. So I'm trying to appeal to the CECM, this issue of procurement, it is taking ages to be done. These roads, these mafuta, what do you call it? The fuel, we call it what? Sorry? Shut up. The amounts that are allocated. Thank you.
Proceed.
Thank you, Bwana PK, for your unsolicited misadvice. What I'm talking about is the fuel that we are given by the county to do our roads. What I'm trying to say to the CECM, because he's in the picture, and the CEO or the CECM roads, to hasten the process so that we can get our roads to the required areas, and as such, we are going to add to the kitty of revenue, and by doing so, our county will be going even higher. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ndwiki, then Honorable.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to take much time.
Yes.
I first want to comment about revenue streams. Mr. CSM, we have revenue streams which are not working and which does not bring money to this our account of Machakos, Madam Speaker. Madam Chair, for instance, in Mlolongo, we don't have bus park, and we have buses and matatus over 5, in fact, over 1,000 a daily. Not 1,000, thousands of matatus passing by Mlolongo, and they pay 0 to this count. Madam Speaker, and we lose a lot of revenue through that, Madam Speaker, because we have wrong revenue officers who collect money.
Let's have one meeting.
We have revenue officers and administrators who camp there and collect 50, 100 from matatus. And as a county, we get nothing. So how is the Waziri of Finance doing on this matter? Because we lose a lot of revenue on this matter. Number 2, we lack market. Like in my place, we don't have controlled market. We have thousands of traders who pay individuals cash to be shown somewhere to put a kiosk and be paying cash to individuals. Madam Speaker, that cash should come to our account because we lost a lot of revenue, Madam Speaker. And government and account officers are informed in these rec businesses. They are informed in these cartels. And they are untouchable, Madam Speaker, because they have money. In fact, even if they can't listen to an MCA, because me to them, I'm so junior in financial wise. Because they have a lot of money that they consolidate, Madam Speaker. So how is what steps does the minister take to ensure that we maximize revenue, our potential of collecting revenue in our areas? I also want to talk about back to market. We have marketplaces, informal marketplaces, and most of the tenders come at night. I want to bring to your attention that we have over 50 lorries that load goods in Mulolongo at night. Vegetables at night from midnight to 2 p.m. From 4 years. And that man does not go to the pocket of the count. But we have count officers who come and collect that man. And the goods are loaded along the roads. They are loaded in streets. In summary, there is no control in business in Mulolongo and most parts of Machakos. So what is the county doing to ensure that we collect all the monies? I'm going to Quarries. I don't want to talk much, because if I talk much about that, I may be doing something. But I want to speak little about them. A certain fort asked me, Mweshimiwa, where is your lorry? We take care of lorries of Mweshimiwas and big people in the county. And we have not seen your lorry in this Quarries. So I want to bring to your attention that, Mr. Waziri, that we have lorries. And I don't know whether you are aware that the tax for the quarries, most of the road pass in Mulolongo. But inspectorate officers are not answerable to those. They cannot stop those lorries to check for receipts, to check for the receipts. They are under instruction that you should not interfere with the lorries. You just look for the sticker, but the other licenses, don't interfere with it. Are you aware that the inspectorate officers, they are only required to just inspect the sticker only, but not any other licenses as per the lorries from Quarry is concerned? Yes, that is the truth from the ground. And you need to go and make a fact, you search whether that is true or not true. So, finally, on that collection of tax, we have honorable members here who knows about their areas, where the monies, where the leakages are. Do you work with the elected honorable members to identify such issues as the minister? Because our work is oversight. We don't want to get to that line. But we have information that can help you collect more even than what you require to collect. But revenue officers come alone, they don't know where to do, they are just blind and they don't have the right guidance. So we are offering ourselves as honorable members to guide this ministry where the leakages are and to fill the leakages. Finally, through Madam Speaker, we have a special program that was called a spatial planning through the Department of Lands. That started 2 years ago. The consultant has not been paid. When we talked to the departmental heads, they thought that they did the liquidation last year. They recommended that the consultant should be paid, and up to now, nothing has been paid. So we want to know, I want personally as the chairman to know what is the problem. Because once that spatial planning project is accomplished, this count of ours will have the potential to collect double of what we collect. Because we have industries in the area of residentials, we have shops in the area of farming. We want plan in our place, and this plan will help us along that. So we have stalemate in that project. We attended a meeting with the consultant and the expertise. The work was well planned, well articulated with professionals, but it has stalled. When we inquired, we were told that everything stopped at your desks. So why are you not willing to pay those who are doing good work for this count, and the work that will enlarge the territories of collecting revenue in our area. So I want that answer because it's very crucial. And not to talk much in Mlolongo. You need to visit there. We have every potential. Kuna wamama wa boga ambao wanalipa that bob. But they don't deserve to pay that amount because there are no services offered to them. There is no market. There are no cleaning services in there. In fact, if you allow me to go and tell them that they should stop paying until they get services that they should get from the county, it will be a good idea for them. Because they get nothing from the county. So we need to put our markets together. We control our markets so that we get revenues. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think the basis of today's workshop is a result of the poor management of resources and corruption and all matters which has meant to meet us here is because of the various reports which has been brought to this house. And I think CCM, I think now you are well acquainted or aware of the contents of all those reports. CCM, what I can inform you, the big business which has brought us here or which has meant us to be elected is to our people to get good service or to get service delivery to our people. And that is not the case as per now. So I'm urging you to enhance now service delivery because every department is complaining. And let me now talk about the issue of Matungulu. Yesterday you heard there was a Chanzavi eruption. Reason behind Chanzavi eruption was your officers are collecting money here and there, pretending that you are the one who sent them to collect. Because on Saturdays, they said there is an Arambe, they have been sent to collect some money. So, if within the 9 sub-counties, Matungulu is one of the sub-county where there is no discipline in terms of revenue collection, we urge you, plus your department, to do something very fast. Because that is a very big mess happening in Matungulu. A lot of money have been collected by individuals. And yet, we have poor roads, we don't have roads, and we don't have medicine. And yet, we are boasting that we have a potential to collect 1.3 billion. We need service which is equivalent to what we are intending to collect from us. Lastly, I represent the interests of the people of Tala. And the market, the condition of the market is very bad. And you tend to inform me Tala is within Tala Kangundo municipality. We want the full status of municipality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Digital, then Honorable Percy.
Thank you, Chair. I'm adding a point which Mheshimiwa Ndwiki has shared in terms of revenue, whereby we have a case of Matungulu, this place called Koma. We have a bus terminal which was constructed almost 4 years. In fact, it was constructed during the last regime by His Excellency Mutua. And that terminal, it is part of Machakos resources, whereby the vehicles, those all comes the way from Nairobi. They station at Malaa, whereby, as Ndwiki has said, all those vehicles, they don't pay revenue. My concern, which is very critical to Waziri, we are aware there is a problem between the county government and Komarok Housing. It is my advice to you, at least if possible, work on this matter, conclude the problem, so that all the vehicles, which are more than 300 daily, which transmit in Malaa, they can at least be adding to Koma, whereby the county can collect money. At least we can see more services. And at the end of the day, Wanahinji of Machakos at least can see the replica of the revenue.
Let's have one meeting, Honorable Maeke. One meeting.
In the same issues of revenue, I believe members of this county assembly have shared measures concerning on matters of management. It is of very great importance, if possible, at least Waziri to see and work with overall changes, at least to ensure that people at Matungulu are taken to Masinga. People at Masinga, they are taken to Machakos. People from Yatta, at least also, they go to Athi River. Because already the cartels are there. And what I'm very sure is, we are not going to end this problem unless there is overall changes. When Governor Wavinya tries to see this ministry is doing better than the other one is doing weaker than the other, he does the changes. And by the changes, we see some development equally to the national government. Therefore, it's up to you, Waziri Kuyu. At least, mwezi wa 4 ukifika, at least tunapoenda kusema hii ni Pasaka, pea watu wa Machakos Pasaka yao. Na Pasaka ile wanataka, badilisha au watu, kila mtu atolewe ile station yako. Na please ensure that where there are those quarries, those interested people are taken away from that area. Machakos belongs to all of us. Machakos belongs to the people of Machakos, and we need to see the development. And the development we can see is, if at all, we are taking care of Mwananchi. Then in the same issues of revenue, when we get more revenue, it is a sure bet that we are getting development. Meaning at the end of the day, let's not collect revenue from our people and we are not giving services. Our roads are bad. I was in Cheleni the other day. The roads are very poor. And it's one of the places which gives this county a lot of money. And therefore, it is very important, Waziri Kuyu. You have said at least kila waziri na kila chief officer achukue msalaba wake. Lakini anapoenda kuchukua msalaba, 80% they are blaming on you. So what I can say, please sit down with them, share the problem, and work out for the people of Machakos. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mheshimiwa Pasi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Me is about a procurement process. Waziri, we give all the department budgets on time. But in the process of procurement, you take a lot of time to procure the project. What are the measurements you are going to take to make sure that the procurement is on time? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are going to wind up this by Honorable Majority Leader. We wind up this.
Madam Speaker, I'm here. I'm a ranking member. I've not contributed to this issue.
Okay. Yes. Then it is after Mheshimiwa Majority, the contribute.
Mheshimiwa Majority would conclude.
Mheshimiwa Mwanga, please, it's your time.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Proceed, Mheshimiwa.
Okay, thank you. Madam Speaker, last Monday we were here and I passionately talked on how someone cannot stop diarrhea. And I'm not on that today. And I want to be far from that today. What I want to say is what has come out from the CECM finance. And it's my hope that he has listened carefully to what these members have raised. And the reason these members felt agitated and why we came together as an house, it is because of the push of the people who sent us here to this assembly. We had no vendetta against you. I know a lot had been said outside there. But I think you can testify that you have found a friendly, a mature assembly. We have talked much for the last 2 years. And I want to assure you, and to the other ministers who are listening and who have listened to the contribution by these members, the honeymoon is over. Some love now is lost between the couples. Because when you go for honeymoon, maybe that is the time one of the two couples will conceive. And after giving birth, automatically some love is lost between the two couples. It is lost. Why? Because there is another creature which has come up out of the love. That is why I'm saying, and this is not what I'm saying. It is not me saying. It is these members, the majority of these members, and especially the elected members who have a responsibility to answer to their electorate. Mr. Wasiri, you have said you were not to blame. We get awed of the CEOs, the accounting officers, and the members now, because we have been told, circulars have been sent to them, and the Waziri has submitted those circulars to us. Madam Chair, I think it is prudent enough. Copies are meant. Copies are meant. Because maybe their committees will be inviting their respective CEOs to their sittings on Monday, so that we can argue and ask them, basing our argument on those two circulars. He talks of two circulars. Finally, Waziri, when you were talking about your projections, I was listening very carefully. And you said you are projecting to have 2.2 billion from Mavoko sub-county and 2.1 from Machakos. And comparing the two sub-counties, surely, Waziri, it is in Mavoko where we have quarries. It is in Mavoko where we have estates coming up. It is in Mavoko where we have factories and industries. And in Machakos, we don't have quarries, and if they are there, they are minimal. You cannot compare with those in Mavoko. You cannot compare the factories and industries which are in Mavoko to those are in Machakos. Those in Machakos are minimal. Please, Mr. Waziri, maybe the projection you have given us to say Mavoko can almost produce the same with Machakos, you are just hiding the field village which is in Mavoko. Because members, these two sub-counties cannot be compared in terms on revenue correction. I'm not a revenue officer. I'm not an accountant. But that is the truth. With that, Madam Speaker, I beg and beseech the CCM, the CECM finance, on the issue of pending bills. Let him decentralize the payment. Let him decentralize the payment. I don't know why it has been centralized to the Department of Finance. And on pending bills, we have pending bills of 2013, 2014, 2015, which have not been paid. What is the formula? What is the formula of identifying the pending bills? It is the kickback. Because some contractors are saying, I cannot be paid. I'm being asked for a kickback, which I cannot raise. You know, these are just allegations. I don't know whether it is true, But if that is true, if it is true, let's remember we were given these positions, and this position, other people were yearning for them. And there is a God who is watching on what we are doing. And there is a God who punishes instantly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And at this point, we need to end it up with Majority Leader recapping it up. Then we give them the Waziri an opportunity to respond.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, who is also our chair for today. Madam Speaker, you will agree with me that money matters. That money matters. These members have patiently and consistently spoken of money since we started. We even had to go for a break. And do you know why money matters? Because it means if we have good enough money through on-source revenue and the exchequer, what these members were sent to do will at least come to fruition. I have had almost every member link his or her development needs at the village level to money. That if you're able to guard and collect adequate money, as Waziri has said, we have a potential, then we are able to translate the same into development, as all of us, and especially elected members, who stood and made pledges, to their electorate that if and when you elect me, I'll be able to do these things. So, to all and sundry, money matters, and we will help. This assembly is going to assist the executive to collect and protect, public taxes. I'm also very happy that we have had a very open engagement. Apart from, Madam Speaker, apart from the Honorable PK pointing at me several times, things have been very good. PK.
Madam Speaker, I seek for your protection. Majority is not bound to speak on my behalf or his agents.
So he just said that you have been pointing at him.
He can substantiate and bring evidence. Yeah, we can have a video of the same.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
We have had a very open engagement.
It has been.
And three things have come out from where I sit. That the department have a lot of administrative actions to take to streamline revenue collection in the county. And I hope, Waziri, you have noted issues of people staying in one station forever. You have heard Mheshimiwa Kava talking about sexual harassment. You have people talking about calls made and not made. So please take this administrative action, because as an assembly, we cannot interfere administratively with your department. We can only, when we feel that we're not doing enough, call you back here, which we don't want to call you. We just need you to ensure all administrative actions that are within the law, of course, are undertaken to streamline revenue collection. Chair, we also want to promise Waziri, if you think there's any policy or any legal instrument you need from this House to enhance revenue collection, please be free to engage with the relevant committees so that we are able also to give you more power within the law to make some of these decisions about revenue collection. So I hope you will engage more with the Finance Committee and Budget Committee for any legal instrument that you may require for us to make your work easier with your department. What also has come out clearly is some revenue can be collected through political intervention. Through political intervention. Not all revenue can be collected administratively or by the executive. If there is need for us to get involved politically for you to get your money, also there are those avenues that can be discussed between the executive and us to enhance revenue collection, because all of us are for revenue enhancement. Also, what I've noted is that the blame game is over. CECM Finance, thank you very much. I saw you provide evidence saying this is what I have been able to do so far, and I don't want anyone to blame us. We will be calling the accounting officer, we will be calling the CECMs, and we will be requiring them to counter your evidence, because this blame game has gone on for a very long time. And I think from this interaction, the blame game is over. Going forward, as Mheshimiwa Mwanga have said, normally our role is oversight, and we do not want it to be taken out of context. It should not be taken out of context. We just want to see things improve so that people who elected us, people who live in Machakos, we are able to see a change of livelihood and a change of life of the people. Infrastructure is key. I hope we are looking at Machakos County to attract more investors who are going to make revenue more revenue for you. But without basic infrastructure, we may not be able to attract more investors. So let us work on infrastructure that can bring in more investors, that can make, improve the business environment, how people do business, so that they bring more money. General members, those are my observations, and I want to thank you for the open engagement we had had. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader. Now, I would like to ask Honorable Waziri to come and just finish up everything, the points that have been raised, the questions that have been said. And we are very happy with this engagement. Keep it up. The way you are doing it is the right way. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, Chinua Achebe said there's a reason why people gather in one area to sight the moon, while they can individually sight in their homes. I think this is a moment, and for me, I'm taking it from a very positive side. I've learned a lot. One assurance I can tell you, for sure. Iron sharpens iron. With the knowledge that I've gained here, it is not going to be business as usual. Whoever has to go so that Machakos can realize revenue will go home. So that one, take it from me. We can never talk about issues of supervision. By end of day tomorrow, a proper structure will be rolled out without delay. Because supervision is about structure. The structure will be rolled out. I'm the head of the Treasury. I'm mandated by the Constitution. My office is Constitution Office.
Yeah.
So I'll explore the powers given by Constitution,
yes,
and do what I'm supposed to do. These confusions, double business on revenue collection, like Mheshimiwa has put it. He whispered to me about Matungulu. I don't know, administration doing things they are not supposed to do. Even the revenue collectors themselves, they are not supposed to take cash. So if our business, if it is our business and we don't take cash, who are these administrators? We've not, speaker after speaker, we are talking about administrators doing this, administrators are, this business must come to an end. Everybody has to take his or her own lane. I'm an appointee. The governor is very clear. She wants revenue. She's elected. You're also elected. So you suffer the same fate. So we are not going to have somebody stand between the knife and the cake. That one, take to the bank. I'll come to this house on other businesses, but not revenue. If it is issues of mass transfers, so be it. And I'm going to do them from my office. Because I'm the one who is engaging with the... By the way, unlike I'm an accounting officer of the county.
And that's why most of these things which don't even touch on finance are being told. So, Madam Speaker, the issue of the sweeping of the revenue that delayed, it happened at the crossover of the year. So, and I don't want to submit, but I did a note to the banks, all the affected banks. That time, I mean to the affected bank. It is basically KCB. So that one is not. The issue of the fuel, Madam Speaker. I need to put the record straight. Why the fuel had not been given from my ministry, it is because the Ministry of Roads had not surrendered. We cannot have people jumping up and down, escaping accountability. Yes, my officers are here, and we have evidence to that effect. It is one thing to say, in the absence of people. But what I'm saying, the department had not surrendered. The previous fuel. If you don't surrender, actually, last year it was an audit issue. The way we are supposed to surrender fuel for roads is different from the way we are supposed to surrender fuel for other areas, because it's development. You are supposed to give us the number of kilometers done using that fuel. It's not an issue of giving us which machine has used how much. That is immaterial. It can use so much but not do work. So categorically, I want to appraise this house. That theft is, because what people want to do is to short circuit the processes so that they can escape. And then pushing the mess to us will not give, and you know, for you, where you sit, work has to be done. So we'll not entertain somebody not surrendering fuel. The law is very clear. My Chief Officer Finance is here. The law mandates you to surcharge that money to an officer. Because we are not going to have somebody stand between development and the governor. The governor means well, and we are not going to allow people to mess her around. And also the elected and non-elected leaders, you all mean well for this county. So I'm told the cards have a balance of 145,000. Hold on. They did first batch. There is so much that you can't go demanding a fuel of 40 million from controller. It has to be done in batches. The first batch is already in. There's another batch which is coming up in a week's time. Members are on North, and even when I'm out of Fourth, I'm a Christian. I speak the truth because I don't have to remember things. Decentralization of pending bills. You floated the idea, but we must look at what are we curing. Because behind every idea, what are we curing on this? Because I've just looked at, yes, my chief officer has a budget of 700 million. He's already paid almost 78%. So what is remaining is a cash flow issue. But now, even as we do that, because I've seen there are other pressing things that needs to be paid, we look at it even with the controller, through the governor, so that anything which stands on a critical path can be given priority. 2 employees sharing the same account number, this is not fraud. We found a system whereby people were being paid their salaries through a SACCO. Once a SACCO will give one account number, so that all the money is put there, and then once it gets to the account, they share, they split to the members. But I say that is not banking. That is creative banking. We stopped it, and we no longer have that issue. Matungulu potential and actual collection. We'll explore that. Something must give way. Mheshimiwa, I know you've talked to me before, and I know what is hurting. So something has to give way. 2 to 3 people manning a quarry, collecting 180 million. Several people chasing a parking fee of 2,000. So my chief officer, who is also the administrative officer, is here. We need that issue of posting orders aligned. So tomorrow, I'm going to sit with him. We do what is necessary. Timely procurement, I don't want to go back. There is nothing pending in finance. Departments have budgets. Governor has been very categorical to them that they need to move. So it's not about finance, it's not about governor. Can the accounting officers move? System being offline, downtime on the system. We are also privileged to have the chief officer ICT here. That's a system we purchased. Let's not discuss this matter again. It is either, because we just bought it the other day, if there is an issue of server, let the server be brought. We optimize the server so that we don't have these downtimes. The issue of agricultural, but when I look at the agricultural land, people, I don't know, collecting money from the toilet. Those are the rogue administrators are being told. Even they don't even know where to collect. They are So that one, Mheshimiwa, I'm going to read you next week. I'm going to charge the Machakos people. I'm going to sensitize them. We'll even resort to civil arrest. We are not going to have this sort of business again. KRA burden. I think something that we need to make very clear. When the governor took over, we had in excess of 3.2 billion worth of pending bills. But nobody has ever disclosed how much was the value of the stored project. And it came out the other day from the controller. So the burden that the governor is carrying is more than just the pending bills. Yes, 3.2 billion worth of pending bills, stored projects, where government funds are being ejected. We have to get value for money. We have to eject more. And also KRA obligation. We had in excess of 2.6 billion worth of KRA obligation. And we did alternate dispute resolution. We settled on 285 million, all the way from 2.6 billion. Within revenue loss on sales point, my chief officer is here on revenue, plus the structure that must die a natural death. Bus park in Mololongo. This one is a matter in court. It's a matter in court. The other day we were served. There is a Nestopel. We can't take over. So the ministry responsible for bus park, that is transport, plus the county solicitor, they actually on it. Establishment of market in Mololongo. This is in the domain of Minister of Trade. They should be gazetting more markets and probably looking at in their budget whether we really need to have a place there. Traders operating at night. This one is an operational issue which does not need any solonomic wisdom to start call. It is an issue of the chief officer jumping into action, having two people working in 2 shifts. Spatial planning not paid. I won't call it a finance issue. Because, you know, it is one thing, yes, we'll have things not paid, but what are the reasons why they are not paid? This contractor, through the Ministry of Lands, invoiced at the close of the financial year. So, actually, at the when the IFMIS had already been closed. And the moment the IFMIS is closed, the budgets are voided. So, we had a discussion around this. We are in agreement that the contractor will be paid from the pending bill, the amount pending on the, because of the criticality of this function. But I'm calling upon, because some of these things are collective government efforts and decisions, we need to engage members in a transparent way, not to push blames left, right. I think, in short, have really touched on the matters. But I'm really privileged. I wish last time God spared me on the health matters. Maybe by the end of this week, we'd have closed all these matters. Because they are some of them, they are too operational, most of them, to be closed. But God's time is the best. We'll work on them and close them out. Thank you, members, through the chair.
Ratio. Sharing ratio. The percentage.
Yeah, I said I need to get hold of the documents. I'm on oath. And the minister does not procure. In fact, that talks to the fact that nobody should be saying my hands are tied. They are tied by who? Yeah, let me get, he's not under oath. Because even if he talks now, he'll be talking through my oath. Let me get the documents myself. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Waziri. I can't wind it up completely without giving the Chair Finance an opportunity just to say something. Then we call it a day, members.
Thank you, honorable members and honorable Speaker, Madam Chair, for today. I want to take this opportunity first to thank the chief, the officers, our CCM, for accepting to honor the invitation by this House. Honorable members, it was a worthy discussion. And it is important to note that any other member or officer who is serving in this county has a responsibility. As a responsibility to ensure that he serves or she serves so that we can achieve the mandate of our governor. We have elected members. We have wards. The governor has the county. We need development. There is no way we can deliver to our people when we don't have money. So our chief CCM, it is important that you put your house in order so that we can attain and achieve the set revenue target. We want to be very categorical that we've had members confess that some of our people are putting their money in our county monies in their pocket, and we want to put them on notice. Honorable House and Honorable Chair, I want to assure our members that as the Chair Finance, we as a committee will do all possible to ensure that the measures that are going to be put in place are adhered to, and if not, we shall also report back to this House. Honorable members and Honorable Chair, we have a competent secretariat. We've listened and heard our CCM Finance respond to matters that have been raised. We shall also be sitting as a committee and putting into action the responses that he has tabled in this House. If we will need any other information, the CCM has confirmed and committed that he will be able to service to the committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, the Honorable House.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kitaka. And this is mine. I wanted to call upon Majority Leader to give a vote of thanks. Then I can now conclude and we go home. Be patient, members.
Thank you very much. As I had said earlier, Madam Speaker, we want to thank the CECM and his team for honoring the invitation and for honorable members to ventilate and engage in a very mature way. I think this is how we need to conduct business in this house going forward. But also, I won't forget to thank you for being a very, very sober chair. Even when things look like they were going out of control, you steered the vehicle very well. So we want to also to thank you very much. I won't forget to thank the other members of the Secretariat, the senior clerks. I have had so much water, I can't count the bottles here. Also to thank the Sergeant at Arm and their team, the communication, and lastly, the media for being very patient with us, and also request you, as you report, be objective. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, members, and I am so grateful. I lack words even to say that I am very, very grateful. Honorable Waziri, you made me very, very, very pleased. I feel very achieved because the questions that you have put across today are questions that this house has been bothered a lot by them. We were wondering who will ever give us this information that we need. And especially when we saw like you are kind of avoiding us, we said, now who will? And we want service delivery to be done. But today we can say we are grateful, very much grateful, and that engagement was on another level. CCM, you have been very, very open. You say that it is, and you even promised and you have undertaken to fix where there are issues, even to go beyond duty and so fix issues even where we have told you that we have had there is a problems here, Mavoko, even outside your office. Yeah, so it is important that you take that direction so that we can also help the governor to achieve her manifesto. That is the bottom line of everything that we have done here today. So I thank you, my members. You've been very, very patient. I didn't know that we could even get to 6 when we are seated here, and no one seems to want to leave because what we are discussing is of county importance, and we have been able to get a lot of information. I have with me a lot of circulars here. Going forward, we are going to use these circulars to hold accountable those who have been given the circulars and they are not taking their work seriously. But we'll do it with friendship. We are not going to be combative. We just want information. And let them come when they are prepared just to answer the way their boss has been able to show them the way. I'm sure they are watching because we are live on TV. We are live on YouTube, sorry. And they have gotten the message. It is not that the assembly wants to fix anyone. It's not that the assembly wants to victimize anyone. We just want to get information. And the bottom line I've said is what? Service delivery to the people of Machakos. So thank you very much, members. Perhaps before I call it a day, we'd like to ask the CCM that to give a date when to avail the information on revenue sharing formula. That percentage that you said you're going to get, it is important that we get to know when. And also a report on revenue mapping. When can we get this, please? Give us a date. You have the mapping? You do have something? This is the revenue mapping. We have it here. So you only remain with a day to bring us a percentage on revenue sharing. So thank you so much, and God bless you. God bless all of us. Thank you for the state. You've been very patient. I love this. And let's just report the right things. Let's not go out of what we have discussed here because it was live. Don't put your own meat there. Don't. Just say as it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.